At the end of exhalation, another gap. So continue to breathe in this fashion with awareness of the two gaps, the two neutral zones of each inhalation, exhalation, exhalation and inhalation. Your breath is the bridge between the body and mind. By bringing awareness to the breathing, integrate this body and mind to the space of now. To the space of now, so let's continue to reduce the inner chatters, the thoughts per second, by holding awareness of your breathing. Experiencing an expansion of awareness, entering into the space of Shravana, authentic listening. Listening with a pure space without anything from the past, judgment, incompletion, just pure listening. In that vast space of restful awareness, let's invoke Swamiji, our beloved Guru, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam. So join the palms together in Amanjali Mudra. In front of the heart center, let's chant the Sadguru Vandanam, followed by 3 times Mahavakya. Take a deep breath. Nithyanandam Paramasukadam Kevalam Jnanamutim Dvandvatitam Gagana Shatrisham Tattvamasyadilaksham Ekam Nityam Vimalam Achalam Savvadi Sakshi Bhutam Bhavatitam Trigunarahitam Sadguruntam Namami. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Let's bow down to Bhagavan, beloved Guru, Swamiji, to bless us to receive today's clicks, today's insight, powerful insight, so that we can start living it, start living all this powerful knowledge, insight, as part of our life. So here's another reminder of why the satsang, the power of satsang is so important. Swamiji, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, he says, whenever a sincere seeker melts down in the deep trust and relaxes, the transmission of the lamp happens automatically. Whether you're sitting with me physically or not, it doesn't matter. So he says, satsangs has the power because it's speaking the truth, eternal truth, which is cosmic law, cosmic consciousness. So which means it doesn't matter whether you're sitting with him now, time, space doesn't matter. Understand? Time and space doesn't matter. Even though we are listening to some of these satsang would had already happened maybe 5-10 years ago, but it is still remain relevant. It has no expiry date. And when you are seated in that sincere openness, like a seeker melting with deep trust and able to relax into that understanding, coming to the right logical conclusion, that's what we learned last week. It means that transmission of the lamp from the Guru has happened. So let us pray to Bhagavan to allow the transmission of the lamp to happen in all of us in today's session. Okay? So now let's enter into the very next insight. So every week I cover 4 insights. So today we're entering into the 9th session. And it is insight number 33. So this is the click. He said, live every moment intensely. This is this is a struggle for people who are very mind-centric. It means very logical. So listen carefully how you can be intense every moment. It means living in the present. So he says, can time make you intense? He give you an understanding that how you're caught up by time. But it is also with this understanding that when you understand the utility value of time, you can become very intense. He said, yes, time can make you intense. How is that so? He said, just simply the remembrance about the importance of the time can make you intense every step. He said, make this decision every moment when you are aware, conscious. He said, wherever you are, you say, I have to be here at this time. Why not? So why not be intense? You're here now, attending this session. Why not be intense rather than sitting here, body is here, but the mind is somewhere else thinking, or what should I have for dinner, or what, some other worries that you have, which means physically here, but mentally somewhere else. So that is no intensity. So he said, since you already make the time or the commitment to be here, to be attending this session, make sure that you're intense. Don't waste the time by neither here or there. He said, every morning, like for instance, when you're spending 1 hour doing your puja, even your yoga, right? Yoga and then puja. He said, that time is only for puja, for instance. So decide that you're going to be intensely in samadhi for that 1 hour. When you're doing puja, you can just melt down and just fall into samadhi. So there's no other work for that 1 hour when you're doing your puja. He said, I cannot do anything else, right? You said that since you cannot do anything else, then just be intense and fall into samadhi. You see, it has already been decided. You already decided you're going to dedicate this time to be in oneness with the Guru, right? With the divine, by offering your gratitude. So why not make it intense? Why waste that time when you're already doing that? I've seen people when they're doing puja, they're doing some other things, at the same time simultaneously. He said, don't. He said, this is the way that you miss intensity. Another thing that I've seen also, even even my son is doing this thing, eating and watching the handphone with some program, something on YouTube or some kind of video. When you're eating, eat with awareness, be intense in that moment of nourishment. Don't watch and eat at the same time, because there's no intensity, because you wouldn't know what all the senses are now diverted to your eyes when you're watching, and then you will affect your digestion. Then the other thing is you don't know what you're eating. You're just dumping food into your system. So that is one of the things that Swamiji has said. Whenever you're eating, just be there to feel the food entering into your mouth, and the whole digestion starts when you start chewing the food, breaking down the food into morsel, right? Small morsels, and making into like a puree food going into your food pipe all the way down to your stomach. In that process of chewing, the flavor, the taste, the spices, whatever that the taste, the organ of taste is meant to experience, be present. Because when you're present in that whole experience, you never overeat. You will never, have any attachment to any food. He said that when you eat intensely with awareness, you will be satisfied, and that attachment or desire will just leave your system. Understand? So we need to be intense in everything we do every moment. So he says, same way, every morning in this time, I have to be doing yoga and weight training, for instance. Why not do it intensely, right? Just now was puja, now it's yoga. He talked about yoga. See, when you're doing yoga, why not you do it intensely, right? Why not do it with your full awareness? He said, using heavy weights, so that why waste this time doing other things or get distracted by other things? He said, every day I'm going to eat 2 to 3 times a day, right? Why waste that time? Why not be aware of what I'm eating, doing other things, or every moment, whatever you're doing, other things. He said, or every day, with awareness, what you're doing. He said, the remembrance of time can make you live intensely. See, he said, whether as a concept or as an understanding, when time enter into you, see, time and space, right, are the two dimensions. So when time as a dimension enter into you, it makes you intense. That is the power of time, Kala. Remember the concept of time when you are sitting here and listening to Swamiji talking about this important insight or powerful cognition. You have to be sitting here anyway till, he finished the session, right? He said till I finish the session. So why not sit with complete awareness so that you will receive the whole benefit intensely, rather than, okay, you listen, then after that you're going to get distracted in other things, then you, what did he say just now? Huh? So there will be like broken, the message is not complete. There'll be gaps in because you were not aware in that moment. You miss the intensity and you lose the awareness. And as a result, the whole download or whole receptivity of the message or the truth, there's some missing parts. Okay? So that is very dangerous if you're missing parts and you can come to the wrong conclusion, which is what human mind is so capable of. We always feel with negativity, so we always think negativity. And so when you don't have the full download or awareness in every moment intensely, you sometimes catch bits and pieces and you miss the whole truth. So he said you have to do puja, you have to do yoga, you have to take bath twice a day, morning and at night, before you go to sleep, and then you have to sleep, right? He said, why don't you bring intensity in all these actions that you're doing every day anyway, which is inevitable in your life? That's all. He said, this is a technique. To be intense in every moment, just start with your daily normal routine that you're doing, whether it's yoga, puja, sleep, eating, all these basic things that you have to do anyway. Begin with those actions with awareness and intensity. He said, tell yourself, I have to be here at this time, whether it's to sleep or to eat or to bathe or to do puja or yoga. Why not be intense in those moments? That will naturally make you perfect in the outer world. See, when you are intense in your inner world, your external world happening also shifts. It gets shifted because of the intensity inside. The space or intensity that you hold for yourself create a different reality as a reflection of your space. Next slide. So Swamiji say this truth, yogaha kamasu gauchalam, right? Which is from Bhagavad Gita. He said, which means yoga is perfection in action. Yoga, whatever you means, it means uniting body, mind, and the spirit, right? Means when you're experiencing the yoga, the union, it is perfection in action. Will happen in you because you decided that you have to be here for the next 1 hour doing Guru Puja. Why not do it? So why do it lousily? That means why do it in a very, very slop way or a sloppy way? No, don't do that. Since you have already decided that you're going to offer puja and gratitude to Swamiji, do it intensely. He said, think this way, let me chant the mantra intensely. Let me be aware intensely. Let me be fully alive intensely. Just remember all this, how you talk to yourself, how you declare within yourself. This makes yogaha kamasu gauchalam happen as a reality for you. It means everything you do, it becomes perfection. How enlightened master, every moment they are in awareness, full awareness. Everything they do is yoga in action. So when you start living that, you start living the body language of enlightened being, enlightened master. Okay, so if you are supposed to sit in an office for 8 hours, for instance, you are a worker, employee, why just be an ordinary engineer or a clerk for the next 10 years? You say, why settle for ordinary, being ordinary? Why not be intense and rise up the ladder and be extraordinary, be a leader, be, a great contributor, be something different, rather settle for something that is everybody is doing, be an ordinary being. No, he said, the intensity will make you extraordinary. So he said it means that with the understanding about time, you bring intensity to your outer world happening experiences. Okay, and then you experience success in the outer world life. Understand, if you feel that you are not being successful in your outer worldly life, that means you're not able to manifest what you want, please be clear, you are not intense every moment in your life. So start reining yourself back, bring alignment to your intensity, the way how you bring awareness in everything you do, every moment. That itself will shift your space. So he said the concept of time brings intensity to you. When you understand the concept of time, when you understand the boundary of past and present, it makes you passionate. See, passionate. You know how people, they do things. If you are in a worker mentality, there's no passion. You're just going there like a robot, doing the same thing again and again, day in, day out for 10 years. And that's no passion. To you, it's just work. The only thing you look for is at the end of the month, you get your salary credited into your bank account. So if this is the kind of life you want, then, then too bad. You never experience what is being passionate. You say, when you understand that there's no boundary of past and present, it makes you passive. Both are blessing. So he gives this very, it looks like a dichotomy. That means like a, so listen carefully, he said, even if you understand just the boundary of the past and present. See, Swamiji said that past, present, future, they are all in one straight line, one plane. Okay, if you're in restful awareness, that means 0 thought per second. Only when you have a lot of thoughts per second, that means you're far away from the reality. You only see a very, very myopic view of what you can see. But when your thoughts per second drop to 0, that means you're in unplugged space, in restful awareness. You can see the whole past and future. You'll be able to understand and make the right decision. He said that understanding will lead you to the experience of boundaryless of time. Time, there's no boundary. But it's our logical mind think that, oh, this is past, this is now, and this is future. You try to segmentize, you try to draw a demarcation in past, present, future. But the reality is there's no boundary, okay? So he said, if this makes you passionate, you will achieve the outer world success. If you understand, there's no boundary, and I just want to do, what I'm deeply passionate about. And then whenever you inject passion and energy, and of course knowledge, you will achieve outer world success, isn't it? You will just be extraordinary. But if it makes you passive, that means you're just, not so, active, but you're passive. You will achieve inner world success. See, the passivity in the inner world, how you feel, you will create this inner world success. It means ability to bring a lot of peace, a lot of, space within you, so that you live, in a very, very calm and peaceful way. That means your consciousness is very high. So through these, whether it's passion becoming passive or through passion, patient will also happen. Because when you are passive, you also be very patient. So both are blessing. You'll be feeling both, whether you're passionate or you're passive, both are blessing. Okay, so in any case, just be intense every moment. So we'll take a few minutes now. I'm going to go the next slide. Okay, no, now this is good. Okay, so contemplate for a few minutes. Okay, this is the first insight today. Do you live intensely every moment, or you're here but your mind is always elsewhere? Just look in the today. From the moment you wake up, where were you intense every moment? You just don't need to look at yesterday or the day before, just today. Just recollect what happened in the whole morning till now, this evening. Have you lived every moment intensely? Or you're always preoccupied with your mind with something else? So we are going to follow this technique that Swamiji gives in this satsang. He said, I have to be here at this time. Why not be intense? Now that this is the thought current he wants to seed in all of us. He wants to put the seed in all of us. Every moment when you become aware, you say, okay, I'm already here now, I'm doing this. Why not be intense? Why not I give my fullest energy and my awareness so that I can be fully intense in what I'm doing. This is the way, the technique Swamiji gives in this. So just contemplate in this few way, for a few minutes, what you have done this whole day. If you have that thought, this powerful cognition or technique given by Swamiji, would you do things differently? You experience things differently. Just see. So we contemplate for a few minutes how you can use this technique as part of your life. Even at this moment, do this intensely, this contemplation intensely. Don't miss again. See, when you start living intensely every moment, you can manifest things you want. I learned this signs of intensity from Swamiji. When I become very intense, like the inside have to explode, it's almost like an explosive energy inside when I'm doing that one thing. You will manifest. I will manifest it successfully. So this is my experience. When I wanted to manifest my house, the intensity during the COVID period, with all the lockdown and all the things that were not accessible, but I just had that intensity. Not taking no for an answer, okay? Put fire on everybody because I was on fire. So when I put fire on everybody who I have to make, reality happen, it happens. So this is what I learned from Swamiji, really intense, boiling, it's like I was so much boiling that I will not let go. It's like, till you experience the intensity, then you will see how you can manifest many things successfully. You need to be so intense. Okay, let's go to the next slide.
Sorry, can I ask 2 questions?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, one is you mentioned time has no boundaries. I'm not too clear about that. And what does that mean if there's no boundary?
Okay, so if I have to explain that, then we need to look at See, Swamiji gave a very, very great lecture or satsang on time, okay? Time and the thoughts. That means your mind, the thoughts per second, and time. Okay? See, horizontal line is time, past, present, future. Okay? So this is the so-called the
linear flow, right?
linear flow of the time. Then the vertical axis is basically your thoughts per second. How many thoughts you have at that moment. Okay?
Right.
So if you have very high TPS, you have 100 thoughts per second. So you're far away from the 0 thoughts per second, right? So from there, let's say that high axis, you're up there. So the range of your vision you're able to see is very narrow, very little. But if you start coming down your TPS, thoughts per second, coming all the way down to 0 TPS, it means you are totally unclutched in samadhi. You can see past, present, future as one linear. It means you have visibility to see the past and the future. This is accessible only when you don't have, your mind is not engaged. Okay, so in that sense, there's no boundary for past, present, future. He said that time is like a canvas. You can see this, you can see that. It's not what our mind think. It is like a canvas. Understand? So if you're interested, you can read the Living Enlightenment book on time. He gives an understanding on time that will give you a much more deeper understanding about the boundaryless of time. Okay, so that's my answer to the first question.
Okay. Then second question would be, the thing about intensity. Take, for example, let's say, like someone wants to go into nature to, for example, write a book or get inspiration. So then, because if like living intensely, right, that means like, okay, you go enjoy nature, then by right, you should be really fully enjoying nature and not do other things, correct? So I'm just wondering, yeah,
So see, the thing is, you are you clear about the fact that when you talk about intensely, be whatever you're doing, let's say you're going for a nature walk, right? So that is your intention, right? So then be intensely doing what you're doing, nature walk. Then why are you writing a book in the nature walk? I don't
okay.
understand. Do you understand? See, when you're intense in whatever you're doing, the nature, the inspiration will come. Then when the inspiration comes, you can go and jot down and write it down so that you remember the inspiration come from the intensity. Then you can go and write the book. But don't go and look at the nature, right, and go and do, it's like you're not present.
Okay.
In the name of trying to write the book, you're missing both. You're not even enjoying the nature, which is right in front of you, which is never the same every day or every moment, and you're not even able to write the book properly because you're just too eager to write the book without being able to relax. See, only when you're relaxed, you enter into the space of creation. Okay, Jnana Shakti, the power of knowledge, happens only when you are relaxed. Okay? I hope I answered your question.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, let's go on to the next insight. Any question here? No?
So no such thing called multitasking, right?
Multitasking is society nonsense.
Okay.
See, when you become unclutched, your space is empty, but your body can still do the action. It means do something, but the space is empty. There's an elevated state which needs to practice or needs to cultivate. Okay, it's possible. So let's look at the insight 34. He said, hey, there's nothing called bad karma. It's like, huh? We always been told that good karma, bad karma, you do this, bad karma, you do this, good karma come to you. So somebody give this I call it revelation. Hey, there's no such thing as bad karma. Then he was like, hey, very different from what I read from a lot of textbook or a lot of spiritual books, or it's different guru or whatever. He said bad karma is only one thing: asking why this happened to me, why this thing, why me, why I don't have the money, why other people got money, why I get dumped by my spouse, why my children don't love me. If you ask this why, this is the worst karma, this is the bad karma. He said you will keep hitting yourself against the wall, bang your head against the wall, asking why. This, why is there a war here? Is this in my way? Is there any other answer or solution to that? You go on banging, hitting at the wall and asking the same question, why? So who's going to suffer ultimately? You're going to suffer, right? After you bang so many times, you just have one big baluku only, which is, one big, bruise, what you call that, head on the forehead. So that's not going to solve the problem. So next slide. So he said, you will blame the person who decided to build this wall, then you start pointing finger, which is a normal human behavior. You're the problem. Why you put the wall there and let me bang my head? Then you start blaming another person who built the wall. Okay? Then you start blaming the person who funded the wall. Oh, you are the one who paid for the wall. You make me suffer. And then you start counting on different people to blame, right? So you blame the person who poured the water on it, and then you blame the person who painted the wall, and finally you will blame the person who's not demolishing the wall. So you go one big whole circle just to find someone to blame. Okay, so this is what is happening with the cunning mind. So all this, without understanding this simple signs, the door is the other way. The door is the other way. The why always bring a wrong answer. So it's not going to bring you to the logical conclusion. Remember last week, Swamiji said, whatever inspiration or whatever things, that thought current that comes to you, bring to its logical conclusion. Don't jump to the conclusion with a half-baked understanding. The problem is when you ask why, then it will not lead you to the logical conclusion. You will lead you to a wrong answer. So then you're getting hurt. You feel hurt because you're getting a wrong answer or wrong conclusion for the wrong reason. And then he said, don't be hurt by the person who built the wall, who funded the wall, who painted the wall, who's maintaining the wall. Just learn where the door is. See, the door is the possibility. The wall is the blockage. The wall is a dead end, right? That means you're stuck. Don't ask why I'm stuck. Look for the door that leads you to being unstuck and see the light at the end of the tunnel. He said, this is the way how your logic should process. Where's the door? How can I get out of this situation of being stuck? Not ask why, falling into the victimhood mentality is not going to solve the problem, right? So you have seen people fall into the victim and then after that feeling depressed and then suicidal and then end of life. That's not the solution. So when you find that you hit the wall, you come to a stagnation. Don't ask why. Find the logical conclusion to lead you to where the door is. It means open possibility for you. Open your understanding so that you come out of this situation of being stuck. Okay? So when you are feeling stuck is where he called bad karma. When you're stuck is bad karma. Next slide. So when you ask why, you're hurting. You imagine the wrong people as the reason for your hurt. You find the wrong reason for your hurt, and be very clear, it can never be healed. You can't get out of it. You can't heal yourself. It will just stay in you as a wound forever and ever. And because you created it with the wrong reason. So that is where right cognition, powerful cognition matters. If you come to the wrong conclusion with the wrong reason, this is where you destroy yourself without even knowing that you're destroying yourself. You're leading yourself to self-destruction. It is like mud being added to the dirt. You're already so dirty, you add more mud to it. Then, once that happens, the dirt can never be useful for anymore. See, then after that, what happens? Separation is not possible. You can't separate dirt from mud anymore. They're all now mixed nicely together, right? You may be able to grind and mix it into water and filter it, but it is almost like taking one more bath, right? Like when you are in the wrong cognition. When you're in a wrong cognition, asking why and the logic is not able to have a breakthrough. It's literally, he's give this perfect analogy. It's like you already feel a lot of dust in your inner space, so you're throwing mud inside. So when they all mix together, then you become muddle-headed, right? You're so clueless and you're like so messed up internally. And then, of course, being messed up, you have no clarity, then you live a life full of suffering and pain, and you wasted this entire life. So that's why he said, then it's almost like taking one more birth. You waste this life, you have to come back again. So he said, don't do that. Don't do this, silly thing. He said, when you understand karma, healing simply happens, simply spontaneously and naturally. Any incident which happens in your life only adds to you and makes you richer. Richer means not money or zero in a bank balance. Richer means you're being enriched. The inner richness. That means wiser knowledge, becoming more discerning, becoming more powerful. These are all inner richness, right, that we want, not external possessional wealth. He said, means you're rich in your inner space. Consciously you're rich. So never ask the question, why this for me? No. Stop this why thing. No asking of why. Drop this silly thought current of why. Because when you ask why, it makes you shrink. Your inner space is not expanding. You're shrinking to such an extent that you become suffocated. You feel the suffocation and you just depressed. Suffocation will lead to anxiety and depression. Understand? When people are in fear, anxiety, you see, they will feel so scared, they feel anxious, and then after that, the whole suffocation happens. You make them shrink. That's how people with high blood pressure happens, because they're feeling the shrinking feeling within them due to fear, and that's how the whole high BP happens. So asking now, instead, think, what needs to be done? What needs to be done? That makes you expand. That is finding the door, not banging the head on the wall. Understand? Give me a thumbs up if all of you cognize what Swamiji has said in this thing called, there's nothing called bad karma. Your bad karma is you're stuck. Don't know how to find the door, instead go and bang the wall. Okay? And asking why, oh why, tell me why. So stop asking why, because it only make you shrink and make you suffocate and disappear. Instead, find a way to expand. What can be done now? What can I do? What are my options? How can I come out of this? This should be the way your thinking be molded, be structured. Understand? Okay? It's like, okay, contemplate on this truth. The incident that you've asked why and suffer, look back. How many times you ask why, and you just fall into depression or in some kind of powerlessness. Now, shift to what needs to be done and see those situations. If you have anything right now that make you feel stuck and you don't know why, you feel that you're suffocated, you're suffering. So now sit for a few minutes, based on this insight given by Swamiji, ask instead, what needs to be done? What needs to be done? a simple shift in your way of talking to yourself, what needs to be done, rather than why me, why God is punishing me, why the world is unfair, life is unfair. Rather than this kind of powerlessness thought current, ask what needs to be done. That is the cognitive shift that you need to make. So just contemplate for a few minutes, it is true, and start applying to what you can do in something that you're encountering now in your life, and make it part of you. That means live it. Like what Swamiji say, Shravana, listening to the satsang, the truth downloaded, transmitted by the Guru. Manana, contemplation. Contemplate the truth that is imparted to us. Then once you get the click, live it. Nidhyasana. Just start living it. Once you catch the truth, start living it. Don't need to say, oh, I don't believe what he says. Maybe there's a trick. Just live it, and you see, you know for yourself, it works for you now. So, Shravana, listening, Manana, contemplation, and Nidhyasana, living it, living the truth as part of your life. Internalize and start living it. Okay? The next insight 35, the third insight for today. So this is one that really clicked in me when I was reading this one. It's like the insight message for me. Okay, I'll share with you why. He said, even the anger of God is beautiful. Okay, then you say, huh? What do you mean anger of God is beautiful? So listen carefully. He says, in the sacred book called Bhagavad Gita, which is the book which talk about the happening of Bhagavan Sri Krishna, when he was advising Arjuna, his disciple. Krishna says, the beings in whom passion, fear, and anger have disappeared. That means the being where there's no more passion, fear, or anger, who have been purified with experience and warmth, who have been burned by wisdom, that means knowledge, wisdom, filled with wisdom, truth, filled by me, they attain my state. This is from Bhagavad Gita. So the way to attain the Krishna consciousness or the ultimate consciousness means you need to drop your passion, drop your fear and anger. All this shouldn't exist in you anymore. You should not hold all these patterns inside you, but totally purified with experience and warmth of the truth, with wisdom, burned by the wisdom, the fire of knowledge burns, and make you wise. So, but if you start doing the same thing, you will only be too ugly. He said, I tell you, anything, when you do it, it is ugly. Anything which overflows in you is beautiful. Even the anger of God is more beautiful than love from the dog. So this one, you need to understand the context. He said, so he said, if you overflow from the being, everything that overflows within you is a beautiful happening. It become organic or authentic. Let's say you see something and you feel overflowing love and compassion for something. Okay? It is a beautiful happening. But he said when you start doing the same thing, like you're trying to, try to express, let's say you see a dog and you see this dog who is actually injured, and out of your love and compassion you try to help the dog. Okay? But when you try to do the same thing with the mind, I want to, it's not from the inner space or overflowing compassion for the dog, but you just want to do something for the dog because you say, oh, nobody cares, and then you try to do things based on your logic, it becomes ugly, right? So he said, let it come from a being. When it comes from a being, you become overflow, it is beautiful. So he said, even the anger of God is more beautiful than love from the dog. Okay, so let's go to the next slide. He will elaborate a little bit more. He said, anything from the higher conscious being raises you. Let's say you meet an enlightened master, a guru, right? Enlightened being, a master, avatar like Swamiji. So anything from him will raise you. He said, whether his love or anger. He said, whether I look at you with deep, intense love or with boiling anger or with tremendous sympathy or concerns, you're raised to my level. Understand? It means Swamiji's level, the consciousness of Paramashivatva. He said, understand my expression to you, whatever may be, is my way of reaching out to you, my way of connecting with you. Okay? So if you decide to stand in the same place without running away, that means even when you get the lashing from Swamiji scolding you for non-integrity, for inauthenticity, he's scolding you, and you did not want to run away, you're just standing there, and he said, you'll be raised to the same space as me, as Swamiji, as an avatar. Because if it is love, you'll just melt away all other parts of you other than me. Okay? If it is anger, let's say he is using anger on you. Instead of the love, he's using anger to burn away all other parts in you other than me as well. He said, whether it is melting or burning, right? With love or with anger. It will take away all other parts in you other than me. That means all the patterns, all the unnecessary things that you accumulated, which is not you. Only those divine quality, the consciousness in you is what going to remain only. Understand? It is just that melting is little easy. Of course, love is easy, right? Or when you're seeing the Swamiji, he's giving you concerns, attention, you feel easy, right? It's easy to accept that. But the boiling is a little difficult. Like when he's scolding you in front of the entire group, entire Sangha. How do you feel? Right? It is not going to be easy, right? But anything from a higher being elevates you and puts you into that space. So if you were, when you don't run away and are able to handle even the boiling part, when he lashes on you with the anger, just to raise you, to reach out to you, understand? That courage to be there, to receive it, puts you into his space, okay? So I have experienced it a few times with Swamiji, especially when you're directly working with him as a HR or as a head of a Sangha. And sometimes we do make mistakes or something happen and the anger comes and you get you got a lashing from the guru. But see, this part helped me understand. See, I heard Swamiji talk about, it's a blessing whenever a guru show anger, show the what you call it, the Kala Vairava side to you. Then, but you need to have the maturity to receive it, to receive this kind of opportunity to raise yourself to reach him. So only ultimately we understand this. It is out of his compassion only. Even he's showing the anger side of him to you. So to me is nothing but his compassion. So so it's all good things. He said even the anger of God is beautiful. Yes. Even his expression of the anger See, Swamiji can never be angry with anyone, very honestly. He is just teaching you something. He's just trying to make you understand. He's trying to reach out to you, raise you. So when he's using that, the Kalavairava face, the Rudra face, with the angry face, of course, for you, if you're not authentic, you'll be shaken, right? You'll be, you want to run away. But when you stand up with with authenticity and integrity to the Guru, you'll simply be able to handle it. And when that happens, you simply experience the elevation by the Guru. So that is my personal experience, and which is true. Even the anger of God is beautiful. Next slide. So here's the contemplation. Have you experienced the boiling from a higher being, whether it's your Guru or someone who is, whom you regard as a higher being, an enlightened being? So contemplate how you're raised to his face when you don't run away. Okay, so contemplate. If you haven't had a chance to see the angry side of Swamiji, or that means your relationship with him hasn't come to a level where he's going to directly train you. When he directly trains you, that means you're the most blessed person. But you need to have a big heart to handle it, otherwise you will collapse. Many people couldn't handle it and ran away. The main thing is don't run away. Where will you run? If there's one time he said, where will you go? If you disappear from this part of the world, then you take the next birth and pop up in another part of the world, you still have to come back to the same thing. So when you recognize that there's no way out, there's no running away, then you will stop doing the silly thing of trying to run away. Right? You run away means you missed him, and then you're going to waste this birth. So instead of running away, face it and raise yourself. Because ultimately he's here to raise all of us. So don't run away. So this satsang help me understand the boiling, the boiling from a higher being, like a guru, is actually him reaching out to us to put us in his space. So that understanding is like, oh, okay, how blessed I am. Not everyone get to experience that. Correct? Oh, okay. Now I feel better. When the actual boiling happens, like, you'll be shaken a little bit. But, as long as you know from your being level that, whatever the Guru does is only for our own good, then you will not have the wrong cognition or powerless cognition. Okay. There'll come a day when you feel you're working directly. That's why when you get involved in the Sangha work, right? When you start raising yourself, when you work in the Sangha, whether directly from Swamiji or his extension, people whom you're working with, they are all Swamiji's extension in the Sangha especially. Because, like I said in a few satsangs before, Sangha is an independent intelligence, which is part of Swamiji's extension to train all of us. So when you get, the chiseling by different devotees or Timali, understand they're all here to, it's indirectly Swamiji's way of training all of us. So if you understand this context, you will not try to run away, or you don't try to abuse the Sangha. See, abusing the Sangha, become a Sangha drohi, is tantamount to abusing Guru. Because Sangha is Hindu, right? So when you try to abuse Sangha, you're abusing people, which is not the most smart thing to do. All right, next, let's enter into the final insight for this week. Here, he said, you create the world. What do you mean you create the world? Okay, so listen carefully This is a very short, powerful clip. You need to understand so that you know that you are ultimately responsible for whatever happening in your life. He said, as long as worrying individuals exist on planet Earth, there are people who worry, right? You can see your parents, your peers. As long as these people exist, worry exists on planet Earth. Soothsayers cannot be destroyed. All these people who gossip, all these people who fabricate things can never be destroyed. So they will have their market. They will have their way to exist. As long as people exist who cannot open up and share love with real people, the fantasy-based industry like romantic films and pornography will continue to be alive. See, he said, when people try to hide, they're not open, they don't share love with the real people, they want to live in fantasy. All this industry, entertainment industry, based on romance, based on pornography, lust, will exist on planet Earth, will continue to be kept alive because these people feed the industry. Okay? Understand? So, fantasy-based living means constantly watching romance, pornography on TV, in movies, in books, on internet, YouTube, you name it, but never able to express that love, themselves to a real living being. They can't even express the authentic love to the spouse in front of them. Instead, they're only watching all this and living in fantasy, living in their so-called, the projected mind of how the spouse should be. They can't even live with a real person. So, same way, as long as people who don't feel satisfied with themselves exist, okay, like I said, you don't feel that I'm satisfied with what I'm living, okay? And the competition-based industry like sports, beauty will exist. They cannot be destroyed. So that means they always find fault in themselves. Why am I not as good as this person? How come this person has such a beautiful body I don't have? I'm not satisfied with me. I need to fix it. I need to go and do something about it. The competition, wanting to be better than the other person. If you feel that you don't feel contented with who you are and with yourself and your whatever you have, sports and beauty, the whole cosmetic plastic surgery industry will continue to exist. They cannot be destroyed because there are people who feel this industry because they're competitive based. They are not happy with themselves. Understand? These people feed these industries. When you are not satisfied with yourself, the root thought current that I'm not happy with myself, create sports and beauty industries. Okay? Next slide. So he said the basic threat like sports and beauty will have a very deep dissatisfaction or a lack of acceptance about themselves. I guarantee this. He said, if you look at, just look at where on earth is in Asia, the highest plastic surgery nation. Korea, right? All of you know, right? Korea, I think, followed by China because they are very closely. Korea is the number one. Even the teenager, the parents send their teenager to go and fix, knit and tuck here just to make them look pretty. They are everything like molded, There's a mold to look at some way to be socially acceptable, okay? So when they are not happy with what naturally they are born with, and obviously that desire to change will continue to supply the demand and supply, right? For this industry to exist. Understand? So how are they able to keep this industry alive? It's because they are not deeply this deep dissatisfaction, lack of acceptance of themselves. I cannot accept this. I cannot accept this big nose. I cannot accept my eyes like a one straight line when I smile, like a mustard seed eyes. You know how Korean, they have very tiny eyes, right? You know, when they laugh, they have like very tiny eyes. They cannot accept these tiny eyes. They all like this, you know, big double-eyelid eyes. So they will go and do something to their eye, you know, do double-eyelid, you know, augmentation of their look. Or they fix their nose. They feel their nose is not high enough. They try to put a fake nose or whatever it may be. So when they feel not happy with what they're born with, non-acceptance of themselves, they will go and find all this industry, whether it's beauty or sport, same thing. Let's say they're not happy with their body. They want to look good with 8 packs, you know, and some chest and, you know, muscle for the guys. They will continue to have that. The sport will exist. So their very breathing and space will be intolerable to themselves. They are not able to tolerate themselves. So their own space will be intolerable to themselves. They will be constantly trying to jump out of their own space. Is it possible? Of course you can't jump out of your own space, right? So this is how we create this world the way how we are looking at right now. Because we're not happy with ourselves. We can't accept ourselves as we are, as it is. So in the same way, the good news is, he said, as long as human beings seek something more than the 5 senses, how you look, how you feel, how you taste, I will be there. Which means master, enlightened being cannot be destroyed. As long as there are people who are seeking, as long as seeking is kept alive on planet Earth, master incarnation cannot be destroyed. Understand? This is what he is trying to help us understand. Why enlightened beings continue to come down to planet Earth? Because people, after a while, realize that, you know, you're more than this body and mind. There's something more called consciousness, not just 5 senses. How much can you feed the sense pleasure? After a while, you get bored also, right? So you realize that you are something more than this body and mind. Then you start seeking the ultimate truth, the reality. Then, because the seeking, understand, there will be a market for enlightened master. He will continue to come down. He will continue to help us, to raise us to the ultimate and lead us to liberation. So that is all the promise of Paramashiva. You know, the promise of even this Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita. He said, as long as whenever there is low, you know, planet Earth falling into low consciousness, and I will continue to come down and exist again and again to put the things in the right order, raise the consciousness, collective consciousness. For that, he continued to exist, continue to come down. This is like the eternal promise that he gives to planet Earth. So, understand how we create the world with our thought trend. What kind of thought trend you carry about you? Is it thought trend of dissatisfaction or non-acceptance of yourself that create the kind of world you're living? Understand? Next, this is a very short insight, but very deep insight. So we're going to do a guided meditation to teach you how to practice living in the moment intensely. So this is the first click that we had. So we're going to do this as a group meditation. Okay? So go and take your I-band now. Go and take the I-band. I'll give you 1 minute to go and take your I-band. So any questions so far before we enter into the meditation, a group meditation? ยังไม่รู้วันที What about the people on the Zoom? Any people who have questions regarding the 4 insights given by Swamiji? Okay, so if you are already having your IBAN with you, just put it on now. We'll enter into the meditation, the group meditation, to live in the moment intensely. Understand, intensity is the unfailing way. Swamiji said in a Living Enlightenment book. If you caught the thread of intensity as part of your lifestyle, you will reach the ultimate, because only with intensity you can reach the ultimate. You can reach Paramashivatva. All right, so put on your IBAN. Okay, close your eyes. If you don't have the IBAN with you, you can sit with the back straight. Okay. First, make yourself comfortable in any meditative posture, because to enter into that space of intensity, you need to forget about your body. Your body should not come and disturb you, here pain, there pain. No. The pain memory of the body should not be there to disturb this meditation. So sit comfortably, align the whole spine in one straight line so that you feel weightless. There's no weight at all. Alignment is the key to feel weightless. So once you're fully aligned, start breathing very slowly and deeply. So we take care of the body alignment. Now enter into breath awareness, which means centering your awareness on the breath. The breath, your breathing, is actually the key to experience the present in the moment. So take a few moments now to breathe very slowly and deeply. Just watch your breathing. Don't allow thoughts to happen. Whenever thoughts come, just continue to focus on your breathing. When you fall into the restful awareness in the present, in your inner space, remember the technique that Swamiji gave. I'm already here now. Why not make it intense? You're already here now in this space. Do this meditation intensely so that you become part of your biomemory and muscle memory. Whenever the mind comes to interfere with this present moment, just what Swamiji said, unclutch. That means don't engage, don't suppress. Just Relax from it. Relax from that thought. Just relax and again bring your awareness back to your breathing. Feel the flow of the prana shakti inside you, rising up and going down. Just that awareness of the energy flow of the prana shakti, life force, vital energy in you. Whenever thoughts come from time to time, again unclutch from that thought, again fall in tune to the present. Becoming passive to the happening inside of you and outside of you. As a witness to everything, just like how Paramashiva, as consciousness, witnesses everything in the entire cosmos. Allow yourself to fall into the state of samadhi when you start witnessing. Samadhi means, sama means falling in tune, adi means source, falling in tune with the source of who you truly are as consciousness, Paramashiva. Witness how the mind works, how the body and mind, which are the two sides of the same coin, constantly try to irritate you, make you fall out of the space of present moment. But only by infusing your awareness, conscious decision to get back to be in the present moment intensely. Please do this meditation intensely. That intensity will allow Swamiji, our Guru, to work on each individual, each one of us, what needs to be tuned, what needs to be taken away or burned away, what needs to be raised. He can do his job when we are intense in the moment. Experience this space of vibrant silence. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Relax. You can open your eyes now. So how was the short meditation? Experience the difference when you infuse intensity? Anyone experience the difference?
The first few minutes, clearly just resting in silence, and then the thoughts started to
Come.
come, and then just remind myself, just put them up, just untouched. But they keep coming on.
Yeah, because initially this is how the mind will be like till you train it. So the mind needs to be tamed. We have allowed this wild child to run crazy.
See, the first few minutes are when exhale, the intense energy from mother.
Yes. Yes. See, when you are present, you feel all the forces around you. But when you're engaged in the mind, you miss all this connection. So that's why be intense in every moment. You will experience many, many things that you are not even aware of. Thanks for sharing. Any other people? Or you want to say something?
Yeah, I guess compared to, like the uncluttering guided meditation, this one, perhaps because of the intensity, it felt more energizing.
Mm.
Mm.
Anything you add intensity, it changes the quality of your experience. That's why Swamiji say intensity is the unfailing way. Okay, so that's why he said be intense every moment, whatever you're doing. Don't be trained by the society. Oh, try to do multitasking or try to be productive. All that thing. Productivity comes when you're intense, not when you are trying to multitask and do too many things but achieve very little things. So that is a delusion created by the society. If you subscribe to that kind of thinking or that kind of strategy, that's how you operate only at the society level. But if you operate in the consciousness level, then the way how you exist will be very different. Your strategy will be very different. Okay. So thank you for sharing. So I think we can conclude now with the next few slides. So once again, I'd like to invite all of you for the Paramashiva Home Level 1, 2, 3 daily darshan at 7 a.m. Singapore time. And then also try to attend certain days. You will be able to join the full program, level 1, 2, 3. This season will end on the 2nd of October. Next slide. So I want to announce that we're preparing for next 10 days for Navaratri, the 9 nights of celebration. Next Wednesday is Pratyangira Devi Puja, is Amavasya, New Moon Day. So there will be a puja here, so you're most welcome to attend, join us for the puja. And then on the 9th of October is the Navaratri celebration. So we have a puja on that day also. So in essence, there's no lesson for the next 2 weeks. We'll resume on the 16th of October for insights from the avatar. Okay, but please join us for the Navaratri celebration anyway. So with that, I would like to conclude. If you guys want to share your experiences further, you can share in the group, and then we can take it forward. So with that, let's end with the Puna mantra. Join the palms together in deep gratitude to Swamiji, our beloved Guru, for allowing us to experience living every moment with intensity. So let's conclude with the Puna mantra. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat. Saubam Bhagavat Shri Nithyananda Paramashiva Parga Paramastu. Om Nithyanandam. Thank you, Nithyanandam. See you next week for the Pratyangira Devi Puja. Nithyanandam, have a good night. Thank you.